Welcome to Millennial-Z News. Only the news we care about.
Because nothing else matters. Today we will discuss a plethora of different discussions and topics to explain how 2020 has affected us. And normally we will sit through the news of the year, but seeing how 2020 has been nothing but depressing, just have a good time looking at this montage of the year, just so I don't depress you with it. You'll be able to see all of the highlights, including those that we lost.
Authorities say they are now searching for a man that they allege is seen in a viral video smashing windows and inciting violence after the death of George Floyd. They say he is a white supremacist who wanted to fuel racial unrest. Here's Alex Prez.
Tonight, authorities in Minneapolis say they have finally identified the man they claim incited days of violent protest there after George Floyd was killed. Dubbed the Umbrella Man on social media.
Are those fucking bricks? Yeah, these are fucking bricks. What the fuck?
Better than any other country when it comes to testing.
Yes.
Why does that matter? Why is this a global competition to you if every day Americans are still losing their lives and we're still seeing more cases every day?
Well, they're losing their lives everywhere in the world. And maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm not saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that asks a nasty question.
It's not a nasty question.
Please go ahead.
Why is it that?
Okay, anybody else? Please, go ahead.
Donald Trump, too scared to face the people, too weak to lead. The nation marches for justice. And like a deer in the headlights, he's paralyzed with fear. He doesn't know what to do, so he hides in his bunker. Then he's afraid he looks too weak, so he has tear gas and flash grenades used on peaceful protesters, just for a photo op. The cries for justice grow. Where is Donald Trump? Too scared to face the people, too small to meet the moment, too weak to lead.
know that for that to be true, black lives have to matter too.
Now to Keith with video games.
He'll be discussing the Video Game Awards and what he really feels about the games that came out in 2020.
Whoa. Well, sorry about that. I was in the middle of an intense COD match just now, and I was getting my. Let's talk about the the video game industry, and specifically the Video Game Awards, 2020. Wild ride for video games and everything else all around, but mainly video games. So let's start going down this list of everything that I hated about video games in this year. Alright, so 2020 has been bad overall. There's some now and laters here and there's, but let's talk about it. Video games especially. We know the VGAs is just a really big popularity contest. But there's one game that we kind of all knew, we all overhyped it, but here we are, and that game is Last of Us 2. A lot of great things about the game. Lovely, everything about it. Problem is, that story. There's a lot of issues, conflicts with the story. It's mainly as to why switch it from Ellie to this other character that we have no clue of who she is. Personally, in my opinion, I think the game that should have been the video game of the year, no, I'm not going to say Red Dead Redemption or Cyberpunk, because we know how Cyberpunk 2077 turned out. And that game itself is a horror mess.
Really? That's how you feel?
It's a terrible mess indeed, my friend. So, personally, I do think Ghost of Tsushima should have been Game of the Year. Why? The story of that game was great. Had me hooked from start to finish. I honestly never enjoyed a game that much. The last time I enjoyed a game that much was probably God of War. And it's rare that I have, a deep connection with a character to the game as much as I did with Ghost of Tsushima. And then the Final Fantasy VII Remake. We know how beautiful that music is. Definitely earned. Do I think it should have earned more awards? Most definitely. Even then, we all know indie games is not, they're enjoyable, but not something that people will play over time. I don't think anyone expected No Man's Sky to last this long. But here we are. That game was a shit show when it came out, and now it's like, well, here's all the things that we are giving you now. Games that possibly, could have made it, but didn't. Definitely Red Dead Redemption 2. Story was beautiful. But then again, there's a lot of things of failure that you gotta think about with that game overall. That online is truly dead, people. Do not play it. It is not worth it. And now all the games that are coming out this next year, we can only hope. We can only ask ourselves, really necessary to overhype video games that we know are gonna have bad outcomes? Personally, we all knew Cyberpunk was going to be really, really bad.
I didn't know.
We all knew it was going to be bad. Granted, there were some things that they did wrong. They shouldn't have hit the gameplay for the base consoles, because boy, that performance. I feel like playing Cyberpunk makes me feel like I'm playing Skyrim when it first released.
Dude, why you gotta hate on Skyrim?
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. I love Skyrim. Skyrim is one of the most bug-filled games I ever had fun with. That's why I'm able to enjoy Cyberpunk, because it's so buggy-filled, you got no choice but to laugh at it. One time I'm playing the game, and it's like, you ever just driving, and even then, I'm just driving along. Why is my car all of a sudden flying into the air? I can't help but laugh at that, because next you know, I'm playing Skyrim, and my horse is gonna go flying into the air. Even then, you know how Skyrim is. We fight giants. We fly.
Hey, don't forget the dragons, man.
Which ones? The ones that, the ones that are entirely broken, or the ones that just like to, not do anything and let you kill. That was a reference to Fallout 76, because we know how bosses in that game work. Well, that's everything I hated about video games of 2020. And because of this, you guys done got me killed in Search and Destroy in Call of Duty. Now, well, excuse me, I have to go make that back.
Okay, Keith. Good luck with your kill streak.
Please, I seen him in Warzone. He trash.
All right, so
Shots fired.
now to Dupree in sports with a special guest.
Thank you, Melissa. Welcome to Millennial-Z Sports. I got a special guest for you guys today. You guys are gonna love him. I think so. Come on in, man.
It's me. I'm the guest. I'm not that special. Shout out to Private Party. This ain't water.
Welcome, my brother. It's the only vaccine I'm taking today. All right, so back at it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're your hosts,
Carlton.
and Dupree, and welcome to Millennial-Z Sports, where runners get tackled,
Wrestlers get slammed.
and all balls under the sun get dunked on. So, see, man, how you feeling today?
Man, to be honest, I'm feeling a little down. I found out, about a week ago that Brody Lee passed away. So shout out to him and his family.
Rest in peace.
You may know him better as Luke Harper or by his real name, John Huber. But,
Yes.
Rest in peace. So, other than that, though, I'm just happy to get this year over with. 2021's on the way, and that's what's up.
Well, I know how it's been, man, but I'm feeling pretty good myself with this top 10 we got coming next.
I am too. And you know what? Today, on this episode, we're going to bring forth our very own compiled list of top 10 athletes across 3 sports.
That's right.
We've got tackling the NFL, right?
Mhm.
The NBA, and wrestling, but only the major leagues that managed to keep the doors open during this roller coaster of a year.
Man, I love it. So, I'm excited. So, you ready to dive into this, man?
Let's do it.
All right, so for starters, we're going to dive right into the NFL season and see who are the top athletes. We're going to go through right now the top 5, and then later on we'll show you the bottom 5 on a later list.
Coming in at number 5, Tampa Bay's very own acquired legend, Tom Brady.
Sitting at 4th in touchdowns this season with 36, and showing even without training camp, on a new team, he can still get it done. Hot at number 4.
Topic of discussion for season MVP, Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers sitting at 1st in the league for TDs with 44 and a winning record of 12-3.
And coming in at number 3, one of my personal favorites, Seahawks wide receiver, number 14, DK Metcalf. Tied for 6th in both receiving yards and touchdowns this season with an average of 16 yards per carry.
And let's stay on the same team here because coming in at number 2, we have Seahawks QB Russell Wilson.
My man.
Tied for 2nd in TDs with 38 and winning record of 11-4.
And last but not least, at number 1, still hot off a Super Bowl championship and MVP for Kansas City, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. That's my homeboy, as Shannon Sharp said, man.
Love him.
1st in yards on the cusp of another 5,000 yard season. 38 touchdowns and a miraculous winning record of 14-1. Now, let my man Carlton tell you about the NBA.
So,
what, girl?
In the interest of time, we're just going to run down the list. No particular order. So, we've got LeBron James, Steph Curry, my personal pick. I know he didn't have a great season, but,
I don't know how this man got this.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, and Donovan Mitchell.
How you got Donovan Mitchell up there blows my mind. I can't get it, man. Just don't.
Then you must be blind. Now, with that being said, we're moving on to wrestling.
Now, for wrestling, this truly caused a little back and forth. We had to get at it.
Hey, shut up back there. You're not about to rush us on wrestling. That's what you're not going to do. No. You see the belt. You see it.
Ridiculous.
Sorry about that.
About to take my belt off. I don't understand, people. But we happen to get this list done, man. We happen to actually get it together.
It took a lot of back and forth, but we got it.
Right. So on the top 10, we're going to start it off with first, Bailey.
She did some great heel work. I'm not going to complain. But coming in at number 9, Charlotte Flair.
I mean, she came back and caught the only title that she was missing her entire career. Now she's a Grandmama Slam champion. Coming in at number 8, Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief.
He's killing it on SmackDown right now.
Oh man, he's something else.
Single-handedly raising the ratings. Coming in at number 7, the Boss, Sasha Banks.
The legit boss, might add.
Legit.
She's the only woman, matter of fact, the only superstar, period, male or female, to catch every possible title on her rank in this year alone.
Absolutely true.
Coming in at number 6, my man, the WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre.
Hit him with the Claymore. And at number 5, Keith Lee, bask in his glory. And for all my anime fans out there, gotta hit him with the Spirit Bomb.
Get him real quick, and he is truly limitless. All right. Coming in at number 4, my man, the Prince himself, Finn Balor.
Gotta love him. And coming in at number 3, Kenny Omega, the Cleaner, the current AEW World Champion.
Man, he really had a good run this year.
Really good.
Yeah. Number 2, everyone knows him. You got to, even if you're not a fan of wrestling. Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend.
One of the best characters in wrestling today, right now, bar none. And number 1, former AEW champion, but the man who carried the company for most of this pandemic.
That he did, brother.
John Moxley.
Damn, did he carry a career. And damn, did he carry an industry on his back. Literally.
Yeah, pretty literally.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our top 10. And for now, we're going to shoot it back over to Melissa and Carlton.
Oh, one more thing. Happy New Year.
How could I forget? Happy New Year's, guys.
Well, since my co-host isn't back, we'll just go to Darius and True Crime.
It's Carlton, Mel. So, we're going to cover this year's top true crime segments. So, we've had a lot of death in 2020. From the COVID, unfortunately. We've had police shootings. Rappers have been dying. People have been dying. Violence has been going up, etc. But we're going to go ahead and cover Ahmaud Arbery. Well, Ahmaud, he was a 25-year-old jogger that on February 23rd, 2020, he was killed by a father and son duo, the McMichaels, because he was suspected of burglarizing homes in the neighborhood. But I mean, that's a bunch of shit. The thing that Ahmaud had did that day, he had went into an empty construction site, new construction, and had just stayed for about 3 minutes, maybe looking around, which I can understand that. I mean, how many people have ever been in a construction site? Not many. You know, it's interesting to some people. So I can understand that. However, after he exited, he was approached by a father and a son because they want to do some kind of neighborhood watch or whatever. The guy didn't steal anything. There's video surveillance and not stealing anything. And to be chased down by a father and son in a pickup truck, and then he was shot by the son. During the whole struggle of him trying to get the weapon from him, he was shot by the son. And at the time, they were cleared, no charges were filed against him or whatever. So, 74 days later, they're arrested. It finally takes 74 days for them to be arrested after the Department of Justice did investigations. A human life was taken. It takes 74 days to have something done, like to have an arrest. 74 days? Like, I don't understand it. The thing that I'm happy about is that their bail as of November 13th has still been denied. Like, a third party that was involved was their cameraman. His last name was Brian. So, going on the whole time, he swears up and down that he didn't really have much involvement besides videotaping it. But he's in jail, which I'm happy too. I'm happy about as well. But as of recently, body cam footage was released of him speaking to an officer and basically explaining his involvement and basically saying something, don't quote me, but along the lines of, he made a move, so we had to make a move. Don't quote me. And may Ahmaud rest in peace. Another bullshit situation that we dealt with in 2020. March 13th, Breonna Taylor was killed during a no-knock police warrant that was served. It's a normal night. Her and her boyfriend, they're both watching television. enjoying the night together, and it's after midnight. So the Louisville, Kentucky Metro Police Department, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend goes downstairs to answer the door to see what's going on because of all the commotion and whatnot going on. Don't quote me. And he fires a warning shot. They fire back. He shoots back with them because he's thinking, oh, I had to defend my girl, I had to defend myself, all of that, which I completely understand. And unfortunately, she dies during the whole entire situation. I mean, these are things that we have to deal with. Like, it's f***ed up, and it's just unfortunate. You know? It really is. Like, another f***ed up moment, the George Floyd situation. How can you kneel your knee on someone's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds because they may have paid for some cigarettes with a counterfeit bill? I mean, the way that escalated is bullshit. It's just too extreme. It's bullshit. Like, I mean, George Floyd was a 46-year-old man, and this happened on May 25th, 2020. And a few days after that, we had protests. Some incited, some turned into riots. I do understand the protests entirely, but to the point that it escalated into riots in some situations, I personally felt like that wasn't justice for George in certain situations, but I do understand that people had to get their anger out. I do understand that. I mean, light that could be shed on the George Floyd situation was all the officers were fired, they were charged, they're going through their own criminal proceedings right now, and I'm hoping that they basically get what they deserve, that justice gets served. Lastly, I want to give a shout out to all the fallen rappers that we lost in 2020 due to gun violence. Just to name a few, but Pop Smoke, FBG Duck, King Von, Huey from Pop Lock and Drop It. I mean, Nick Blicky. A lot of unfortunate deaths by gun violence. Alright, I'm done. Back to you, Carlton and Mel.
Yeah, the way our people have been treated this year, that's the true crime. But on the lighter side, we're going over to TV, anime, and movies with Mel and Alistair. Enjoy. Thanks, guys.
In this segment, we'll focus on the top 5 TV shows, animes, and movies that shocked us the most in this shocking year of 2020.
Yeah, it really did.
All right.
Starting out is Alistair in TV shows. What top 5 TV shows surprised you the most?
All right, well, top 5 TV shows, and this is just my preference. Starting with number 5, Cobra Kai. This one kicked it in the nether regions. I mean, really kicked it and kept on kicking.
I don't even understand how that made your list.
Look, it's number 5.
It should be like number 20.
Well, coming at number 4, and this one, like really, The 100. 7 seasons. 7 seasons, people. Like, how?
7 seasons of destroying each planet they touched. Good show.
Yeah. Well, talking about another destructive 7, the Umbrella Academy. Now, these guys know how to do some destruction.
I wish that I could say I had a rumor and made 2020 disappear.
Never exist.
Yeah.
And coming in number 2 would be The Boys, season 2.
Spot.
Look, you're kidding me, right? Yo, that last Homelander scene, yo!
All the shows in 2020. You picked 2 comic book references.
Hey, it was good.
Okay.
Well, regardless of what, coming in at number 1, my favorite, The Mandalorian. Baby Yoda. Yes.
Other than the fact that Baby Yoda is really cute, the Luke reference, and the fact that the CGI was so badly done, it was actually pretty solid. So I'll give it to you.
Hey, season 2 was pretty good, and yeah, that's my top 5 of TV. Moving over into movies, Mel?
In the top 5 movies that actually surprised me this year. Not the best by far, but they were surprising movies. Movies that I didn't expect to sneak up on me. And number 5, we have Soul. Pixar again gave us a movie that taught us a message and taught us something that we needed to see, especially in 2020 where people were giving up their lives left and right.
You're talking about that musical thing, right?
Soul isn't a musical. It's a Pixar movie.
So you're really going with this one that had, like, clearly no music?
There are a lot of Disney and Pixar movies without music. But next, Mulan. Another movie by Disney that is not a musical. But it was shocking. Truly expected Disney to destroy this classic. But in a way, they enhanced it. It was nice to get actual reality into what that world would be like at that time. And it wasn't all about falling in love with your captain. It was truly about helping people.
I like the cartoon version.
You rather people sing to you about being a man. I understand. Next would be Relic. That movie was actually surprising. But again, in the sense of what it is about, shocking is pretty much what the entire movie is.
Yeah.
At number 2 will be Bad Boys for Life.
Oh, we ride together.
How don't you know the whole phrase? We ride together, we die together, Bad Boys for Life.
But you're supposed to be coming up with the...
Okay, next. In reality, Bad Boys for Life, surprising. You have a 50-year-old Will Smith with a 50-year-old Martin Lawrence. Nobody expected them to still have their moves. But they killed it again. And I actually feel like there's a sequel. So I will have to see where this goes.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Last but not least, and it's the most recent of movies that has been released, Ma Rainey, with our fallen friend, Chadwick Boseman. That movie was a surprise by all means. I did not expect it to touch me the way that it did. And the tears were genuine. He did an amazing job on his last film, on his way out. And the most depressing part of the entire movie is the fact that we will never get another performance that way.
That's true. It's saddened that we have lost a lot of celebrities, and not just celebrities, actors, musicians,
people in general,
human beings. We've lost a lot this year, and it's scary that
we had to deal with this.
Yeah.
But in lighter terms, let's go to a group of cartoons that we all love. Animes that give us death and make us smile about it.
Oh.
What will be your top 5 animes today, Alistair?
Hey, look, you talk about death and smiling with it. This anime puts it into the point where, okay, I need to see that. 7 Deadly Sins, Season 4.
I screamed at the TV for 15 minutes. Like, how do you end a season that way? After taking 2 years to give it to us. I understand, Japan, that you like to hold the goods, but can we get things a little bit faster than a year?
Hey, look. Alright, I'll tell you this. You know, let's just move in. You want to know another group that deals with death on a constant? Attack on Titan. Season 4? Like, oh my gosh.
I absolutely love that anime, but it gives me nightmares.
Look, I mean, you can't get invested at all in any character.
No spoilers. On to the next one.
Okay, alright. Well, another surprising one is Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really good. Like, I've seen the episodes up till now, and like, yo.
It's okay. But what was your next one?
It's been okay. Decadence. Now this one, like, really threw it in there, and it's just like a little odd. I'll leave it to you to really ponder on it.
Basically, what he's saying is his weirdness loves it. Maybe your weirdness will too.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Okay. It is. Keep your hands off. Like, that one is just like...
Okay, that's an anime I didn't see. Is it about rape? Because seriously, they couldn't come up with a better name.
Hey, look, honestly, I was wondering the same thing.
Guess I have something I have to watch before the year's up. All right, so I guess that will be it for us with this segment. And you and me and Al need to go so I can hear these rumors. Thank you all and have a blessed day. Back to you guys. Now to Alistair in comics.
Comics? I didn't even know he could read.
Being a nerd is his first language.
Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. I guess I'm not used to the Speed Force yet. I think I need a V9. Okay. Thanks, guys. Let's get into it. My name is Alistair, and in this episode, we're going to be focusing on 2020's top 5 comics. That includes DC Comics, Marvel Comics, and manga, with a couple of honorable mentions. Now, without any further babble, let's get speed into it. DC Comics, they dumped their list in with Batman Joker Wars, The Three Jokers, The Flash Year One, and DCeased. Marvel Comics kicks it out the stadium with X-Men, X of Swords, Iron Man 2020, Immortal Hulk, Eternals, and Empire. Not the TV show. Our friends from overseas hits us with their top 5. Fire Force, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, One Piece. Okay everyone, and there you have it for this year's top 5 comics for 2020. Now back to... Back to you guys. I need to go lay down. Is he okay?
I don't know.
Alright, y'all. Now we're gonna throw it over to music with Tori and Steph.
In the V maneuver, I be with swervers, movers. If he a stain, load him. GLA bending, zoom in. Hop in the V maneuver, I be with swervers, movers. If he a stain, load him. GLA bending, zoom in, zoom in.
This is Millennial-Z. I'm Steph. I'm the millennial. This is my old pops. And
I'm not that old.
we'll be doing the music segment on Millennial-Z. Millennium Music.
I know more about music than he do though.
He's heard a lot more music than me.
That's a fact. So top of the year, we had
NBA YoungBoy with Casey Talk.
Casey Talk. Oh, that song was fire.
Yeah, it was.
It went viral a little bit.
Yeah,
huh?
it did.
Yeah. Then we had the baby with
the practice.
Practice. You know what?
Yeah, it seemed like you needed a little more practice.
Thank you for saving me on that one.
Then we had DDG, Moonwalking in Calabasas.
That was fire.
He broke charts with that one.
Yeah,
He did his thing.
He had multiple remixes to that too, right?
He did. I don't know about the remixes, but I know the original.
Okay. Listen, the old man know about the remixes. Blueface, YG, fire. Yeah, see, I got you. You don't have to listen to those. Yes. Also, Meg Thee Stallion. What was the song?
Don't Stop.
Don't Stop, Meg.
Featuring, Young Thug.
Whatever you doing, Meg, don't stop. Thank you.
And then you had Polo G with Martin and Gina.
That was classic. Listen, Martin and Gina, he showed homage to them. That show, Martin show, was fire. And the video was great. Thanks, Polo G, for that. That was a good visual he did. A fire R&B artist this year was Her with Damage.
And RP King Von, then we had Took Her to the O. And then we had the R&B duo, Sweetie and Janae Aiko with Back to the Streets.
Oh man, this song right here, everybody, Lil Baby, he stamped on it. When I say stamp, I'm talking about like old school. I'm like, stamped on it. Let me tell you.
And then we had BRS Cash, Throw Baby.
Throw babies. See, you don't think the old man don't know these songs? I know them. That's like a love song for the year, wasn't it? Like, yeah, 2020 love song. Yeah, Throw Babies. Alright, back to you guys.
In the V maneuver, I be with swervers, movers. If he a stain, load him. GLA bending, zoom in. Hop in the V maneuver, I be with swervers, movers. If he a stain, load him. GLA bending, zoom in, zoom in.
Okay.
Look, I ain't even worried about that because right now we're moving on to one of my favorite segments. Now, typically we would do this on a weekly basis, but for 2020, it's Bozo of the Year. Yeah, with my boy Darius.
Thanks, y'all. I'd like to welcome y'all to an extra special segment of mine that I like to call the Bozo Corner, where people doing Bozo shit. So 2020, we're gonna end out with our Bozo of the Year, Amber Heard.
Oh, come on, not that chick.
I mean, like, I don't even know what to say. She's on some nut shit. I mean, like, this is probably the worst thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and just start with it. She severed my man's finger. She threw an absolute bottle in him. After, like, chucking, what's that shit they used to call? What they used to call that shit?
Grey Goose.
Grey Goose, yeah, I used to drink that. I used to chuck that and she missed it. And then she chucked the absolute...
yeah, that's a waste of money.
I agree it's a waste of money, but I mean, Amber's crazy. And she has her friends that live in the same penthouse and compound with her.
Why they living at the penthouse, the same penthouse?
Living off Johnny. That's really all that is. But I mean, they're there making false 911 calls and stuff like that. Anonymously. Don't quote me. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. Iola taking shits in the bed. It's crazy. You know, Johnny getting his finger severed. Losing out on 6 months of filming. $8 million.
Damn!
And you wonder why Disney fired him.
And I mean, you wonder why Disney fired him. Like, going shit that crazy girl. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, knock if this is true, but apparently to us, the way that we see it's not true. I mean, she seems to be a bozo. And that's being real.
Like she said, who gonna believe you, Johnny?
I'm gonna believe you, Johnny. And that's being real. I mean, like, bro, you lost a finger. So, I mean, there's no justified reason to lose a finger. I don't know. So, I mean, good luck to y'all. Amber, stop doing bozo because you're on shit. Just stop. That's it. Alright, I'm gonna get this back to y'all now because I had enough of this shit, man. I need some great goose out to deal with this shit. Might lose a thumb around absolute.
Alright, guys, good luck with your Grey Goose. Enjoy and thank you on that riveting information about Amber Heard. I will suggest all of you take your time and listen to the information and videos on the subject. Trust me, it is not fun to see a woman get away with beating on a man. Yes, domestic violence can happen both ways. It's not only women who get their ass. So please, 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 please do your research and don't automatically side with the female because she said it. That's just my PSA. 2020 has been insane. Like, what are we going to do with dating now moving forward? Now that no one is allowed to be within 6 feet.
That ain't stopping me.
You're still dating in 2020. You're meeting a female for the first time, face to face, with the COVID scare. No vaccines. Yet. The situation, age used to be the problem. Now you're trying to say you gave me COVID?
What? Not using my pain. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be a lot of breakups next year.
Oh, and new news, supposedly, we will be getting chipped and tracked and tracked.
Ain't nobody chipping me. You try to put a chip in me, it's gonna be some consequences and repercussions.
Oh, they already started with your cell phone. Now I can find out if you were near somebody who had COVID. That's the world we live in. As well as your Facebook. Have you ever noticed that you know where your friends are without even asking?
When did wearing a mask become such an option as wearing a condom?
Oh, quick situation in fashion. Now your mask must match your outfit. Please stop doing that.
I don't have to wear it. I'm safe. I got the vaccine.
My man said, when did wearing a mask become as important as wearing a condom? You can't just be out there barefaced. Going outside raw. You can't do that.
That's right. Fuck around and catch something.
In repetitive news, the president is still screaming that we stole the election, Democrats. For all you Republicans who believe that, have fun and go in the closet for the next year or the next 4 because we won. Haha, you lost. Deal with it.
He stopped screaming if somebody steal his hairpiece. I'm just saying.
Anyway, next, last but not least for our segments for the night will be THC.
The Hot Corner.
With Dupree, discussing topics that most people should discuss and having our opinions. It will be with the group, and we will see you then.